So this video is not a clickbait. We are not going to use any third-party applications over here. We'll be using official Meta APIs to do our image posting, story image posting, story video posting, reel posting, as well as carousel posting. This video is not just for n8n people who don't know n8n but want to do the posting via API. This video is for you as well. So in this, you can see I have used both the node by n8n and the HTTP node over here. HTTP node is nothing but just a normal API call. So I will be walking you through everything over here. It took me around 40 to 50 hours to figure out this video, and gazillions video I have watched to figure out all the content over here. And I have gone each and every documentation of Meta Instagram API over here so that I can make this video possible for you. So here's what we are going to cover over here. First, I'll be showing you the API setup end to end. Then we'll be understanding the flow of Instagram, how it works. Then first we'll be doing the image posting. Then we'll be going the story image posting, story video posting, reel posting, and then at the end carousel posting. So stay till the end because I'm going to share so much of knowledge over here. And if you want to download this template, here is my school community. I have just recently launched this school community over here from where you can download everything. So over here you can see I have written each and every steps which we are going to follow for the API setup over here. So there are multiple setups over here, and at the end you can see you can download the template as well. So without wasting time, let's get started. So to set up the API, first go to developer.facebook.com over here, then do the login. After doing the login, you will see the My Apps over here. Click on that. I have already created app over here, but I'll create new one. Now give any app name over here. Please remember, don't give any name related to Instagram, Facebook or anything, right? Okay. If I show you, I'll write IG, n8n integration. If I do next, I'll get an error. So you can see certain terms like IG are not allowed. So we don't have to use such terms. So I'll just remove this IG part. I'll do n8n integration tutorial. Okay, enter a email ID over here where they can contact you. Okay, do the next. Then over here in the use case, just click on the other part and the next. Then we have to select the business. The business selecting is very important because consumer won't give you all API access which we want. So we'll be selecting business. Then next, confirm everything over here. We don't require business portfolio over here. That's a good thing. So we'll go and click on create app, confirm with the password. So as you can see, now we are in the dashboard. So we have completed all the steps from this section over here. So now it's time to configure app permission. So for that, you can see from dashboard, click setup under Instagram. So we are in the dashboard. Now under Instagram, we can see we have setup. We'll click over here and you might get this message. So don't panic. If you see in my school community, if it is showing the content is no longer available, don't worry, try the below thing. Refresh page and check again. Click on app roll, come back to dashboard, click setup and under Instagram. If nothing works, try after some time because it is happening with me. I don't know, it might happen with you. It might not happen with you, but don't worry. It takes some time. Sometimes it takes 15 minutes, 30 minutes. If sometimes it happens immediately, sometimes it takes 1 to 2 days. So I'll close right now. I'll keep on checking. Once it is done, I'll be back.
Tomorrow for sure.
So yeah, it is working now. So I didn't do, it took me around like 5 minutes for me to work it properly. So I just, what I did, I was playing it around. I didn't do much kind of a thing. I just went in the dashboard. Then in the dashboard, there was a WhatsApp button over here. I just click on setup once, that's it. Then I came back again to dashboard and click on the setup for Instagram. It's working perfectly fine. So the left hand side, you can see after one clicking on this WhatsApp, the WhatsApp is over here, but now my Instagram is working properly. So that's the good news. I think this might also work for you. So don't worry, this will happen, but it will go. If you know why it is happening, just let me know in the comment. So now once this is done, so now it's time to go to the sidebar, app role, then roles. In the sidebar, app roles, then roles. Now inside this, we need to add people. Now this Instagram tester will come. If you don't set up the Instagram app, then this won't be there. So now we have this. Now you select the Instagram ID in which you want to make the posting. So it is coming over here. I'll do the ad. So now it is spent. So now we can see we are completed with the second section over here. So now it's time to go to the third section. So for this thing, we have to go to Instagram. Then in the Instagram, we have to go to /account/access management. I'll copy this link and I'll paste it over here. So as you can see, this is my Instagram account and I already have 2 apps which is authorized, but in the tester invite, you can see we might have got another one. So you can see we have got this application which we created. I'll do the accept. It is saying that I am allowing from this application to use my API to do the posting. Okay, so this is done. Now if you want to confirm this, go back to developer page. Then in the Instagram, API setup with Instagram login. Now over here, if I click in this, I can see my account over here. Earlier this won't be there, but now it is coming. That means it's working properly fine. Okay, now if you see, we have done everything over here. Section 4 is complete. Now it's time to go to section 5. So in section 5, we can get the access key via 2 methods. There is a one method I think which hardly works, and there is a second method which all time works. Okay, so for the hardly method, I'll just show you, but I won't be implementing it because I know it most of the time it doesn't work. So if I go over here, so now you can see we have the under access token, it is written generate token. So I'll click over here. So now what is happening? There are two methods which we are doing over here. This method is that we are generating access token via Instagram login. Okay, and second method is the method via Facebook login. So in the left hand side you can see API setup with Instagram login, API setup with Facebook login. So API setup with Facebook login all time works. So if I go and for the Instagram login, if I do the login and it is asking me for all the permissions, so I'll do allow it. So now I have got the key over here. Okay, and if I take this key to n8n, so I'm just showing it, showing you. I know it won't work, but let me do one thing. I click another node over here. So let's me take Facebook node and I'll create new credentials, paste the access token, save it. As you can see, it's not working. So as I mentioned, this won't work. So we'll move on to the second method over here, which is API setup with Facebook login. So for that, we'll come over here. We'll click on the API setup with Facebook login, and then we'll go to the tool part over here inside this Graph API Explorer. Now this is the earlier app which I had. Select the new app which we generated, which is kind of n8n integration tutorial. Now we need to give all the permission which are required. So I have mentioned all the permission which we need to give over here. Okay, so we'll come over here in add permission. We'll search for Instagram. So we'll select everything with the Instagram basic, then Instagram branded content, branded this. So as you can see, we have selected 9. So if you come over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, which is page show list. Okay, so we'll come over here and we'll search for this page show list. Okay, and we have all the permissions. As you can see, 10 options selected. Now once this is done, we'll click on the generate access token. Now we are doing logging with Facebook. So for that, we'll do the Facebook login. Now over here, when you are selecting the application, this is the page which you might have in the Facebook. So select the page which is connected with the Instagram. So your Instagram and the Facebook page should be connected for this to work. To see how we can have the access, you go to the Facebook. Now on the right hand side, click on the page which you want to see. Again, come over here, click on this. Now on the left hand side, you can see we have a setting icon. In the left hand side, if you scroll down, we have linked account. Now in the linked account, you can see I am connected with my Instagram account which I am giving access to. So for this, if whatever page you have, just check this, is your Facebook page is connected to your Instagram or not. We'll go back over there. And over here, I'll be selecting my taxonomy account over here because this is connected to my Instagram page. I'll do connect. And my Instagram account for which I want to do it. So I'll continue it. And it is asking me for all the permission which we have mentioned over here. Okay. I'll do the save. Got it. And now we have got our access key over here. If I copy this now and go to n8n, and if I paste this access token now, if I do the save, you can see now it is connected successfully. So if it is green, yay. So but now there is one more way. So this access token is currently valid for only 1 hour. I don't know why, but if we can increase this. So for that, we can go to the tool and access token debugger. Now paste this ID over here and debug. And now over here, we can see that this is expiring in about 1 hour. So to increase this, if you scroll down, we have extend access token. We'll get this new access token. We'll copy it and we'll paste it over here again and do the debug. And now we can see it is valid for 2 months. So we are now good to go. So now we have got the API key. So now it's time to understand how does the API for Instagram works. How does the Instagram API work? So it's a 2-step process. So first process is called containerization. Second is to publish. So in the first process, we have a media of image or it could be video. So first we take this media and upload to Facebook container and we get the container ID. It says this, now our media is stored to this container with this ID. So now with this ID, we'll do the second API call of publishing. So now Facebook has the idea, we are publishing this container ID to our page over there. So 2-step process. First, sending to Facebook server, then using the container ID, then we are publishing to the Facebook. Okay, this sounds very simple. So now that you have understand how does the flow work, let's get started with the n8n workflow over here. So I have made this n8n workflow in a very detailed way. I have written each and every steps, what is happening in the steps and everything. Okay. So first let's start with the manual trigger, means starting on its own. And then we are setting all the necessary details which is required. Okay. So there is one thing called as node. Node means our account ID. So how we'll get this account ID? For that, let's go to the developer page. So inside the developer page, go to the dashboard. So now after going to the dashboard over here, click on this Instagram API setup with Instagram login. Then click on this generate access token part. Inside this, we can see this, we have our account ID over here. Just click on the account ID. I'll copy it. I'll come over here. Inside the node, I'll paste this account ID. Okay. Now we need post type. So since we are doing the switch over here, we need to mention for which post we want to make it. Okay. So we'll mention the post type. So I have drawn the pattern over here. So as we can see, for each and every type, we have the HTTP request as well as Facebook node. So for the HTTP request, the name is starting with the HTTP underscore what is the post, image, story underscore image, story underscore video, then story underscore reel. And for the Facebook, it is kind of FB underscore image, FB underscore story underscore image, FB underscore reel, in such a way. Okay. And this all thing is for the learning purpose. So in real life scenario, you might not be needing all the things over here. You might be needing only some of the things. But for the demonstration purpose, to demonstrate all the things over here, we have made this flow. Hope you're liking the video. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. In upcoming part of the video, we are going to see such an amazing things. Okay. So let's go over here. So now for start, we'll do HTTP image. Now we have the image URL. This could be any image which is hosted live. Okay. So for our case, this is my image which I'm going to post. Okay. Then we have the caption. What caption we want to post. Then you have the video URL. This is the video URL of whatever live video which we have. So this is getting downloaded. If I show you the video, just a normal driving video over here. Okay. Then we have the cover image. For the reel, we require the cover image. So we have the cover image over here. If I copy this and show you, this is the image. None of the image match with each other. Just for the demonstration purpose, I'm showing. You can use any image in the live version. Okay. So let's go. Now we understood all the information which we are requiring. Then we have the normal switch. For each and every, we have the routing. If it is equal to HTTP image, then go for this route. If you have the HTTP and FB underscore image, go for this route. That's the routing purpose over here. Okay. Let's start with the image and what does we require. So let's cover first with the node part over here. So for the node, I'll paste that key over here and give it a proper name. Naming condition is very important. I'll give it my name, Instagram name first, Lakshit Ukani. Let's give our app name, which is n8n integration tutorial. Okay. So let's save it, and you can see it turned green, means working properly. So now once this is done, so now the default host URL will be default. We are sending the post URL. Currently version which we are using is 22.0. Okay. So we'll be using that. Node will be getting from the earlier part over here. Let me execute it. Let me do one thing. Let's come over here. So first we'll be doing the HTTP image post. So we'll do the execute this. Once this is done, let's do the routing part. As you can see, we are having the HTTP image route. We'll go to the HTTP request over here. Now it will be kind of post method. Okay. Now first it's time to create the container image over here. So it will be post image. This is the URL which we are having. As you can see, it is the HTTP graph URL. Version is 22.0. Then the node which we are having, as you can see in the node is kind of account ID over here. And then /media. Okay. If you are not seeing properly, if I make it big, it's kind of /media over here. Okay. Then we need to create our account over here. So for that, let's do the generic credential type. Then header auth over here. Okay. Then let's create the Lakshit Ukani IG account over here. If you don't want to do this all thing, what we can do, we can just send the header over here. So for that, we'll come over here and do the authorization. Then inside this, we'll have bearer and paste the access key which we had. Let's paste it. So this is the same thing which we are doing. I'm not sending it, which we are doing by this method over here. So now let's create the account. Let's do the same thing. As you can see, bearer and the API key over here. Let's save it. It is saved. I have not given the name. That's not a good thing. Let's come over here. Let's save it. It is done. So now we need to pass the query parameters over here. So for our image part, we need to pass the image underscore URL. Okay. And for caption, we need to pass the caption over here. So now once this is done, we'll do the execute step. So now as you can see, we are getting the container ID over here. So using this container ID, we'll be doing the posting. So once we have got the container ID, so now what we need to do, we need to check is our container ready or not. So if you upload manually also in Instagram, so first you upload the video or image, it takes some time, then it get published over there, right? Same is the case over here. Once the image is gone to the container, we are getting the container ID. Now we need to, in the loop, check is our container ready to publish or not. So for that, we have this method over here. So first, we are mapping it because we have multiple nodes over here. So now we are mapping the container ID. We are just getting the container ID which we got over here and giving it a variable name is container underscore ID. We'll do the execute step. Then we are waiting for some time because that it takes some time. So I'm waiting by default for 5 seconds over here. So now we need to check the process. So for that, it's a normal get URL. It's the same URL which we had earlier. So now we are getting the container ID. So now we need to create the query auth over here. So for that, we'll go to create new credential over here, access underscore token. It is the get post over here. I don't know why Facebook complicates it so much. So we'll be posting the access ID which we had earlier. The access ID would remain the same. Just the name over here will change. We'll do the save. Now we have got that. I didn't change the name. So let me change the name. Let's save it. Once it is done, now we have everything. We only require a status code field. You can have multiple fields over here, but I just require status code field over here. I'll do the execute step. Now you can see it is finished. So it's finished means it is ready to be published. Now if it is not finished, it will be false. And it would wait for again 5 seconds over here. Again do the same thing. It would go round and round. So in the if part, you can see if it is finished, then it's true. So now we'll do execute step. It is finished. We'll go ahead. Now over here, as I told you earlier, I'm writing this name such that http_media type, http_image, story post, reel. For same thing for the Facebook, fp_image, fb_reel, fb_story_image something. So I'm splitting it. So if you see over here, I'm getting the item from there. I'm splitting by underscore and I'm getting the first part. 0 means first part. So I'm getting HTTP over here. It means that I will be doing the posting via HTTP call, not a Facebook node which we are having in the n8n. Okay, so I'll execute this. It is true. It is going over here, published by HTTP, and publishing is a post method over here. Again, the same part over here. Then the node ID which we had, the node ID which means account ID, and there is a media publish over here. So you can see this is the URL. Then we need to have the same account ID. So let me select the same account ID which we had, this one. Send query parameter. We only require one parameter over here, which is creation_ID, which is our container ID which we got. Okay, this is the container ID. I don't know why they select different names over here, but yeah, creation_ID which we're passing over here. If I do the execute step, as you can see, I'm getting some ID. It means it is published. So let's go to the Instagram. So now in the profile, you can see this post has been published just 32 seconds now. So you can see what caption we have written. It is coming over here. So I will be deleting the post. Let me delete. So now I'll be going a little faster because this is the first node. That's the reason I went in depth. So I won't be explaining this again and again. Okay, I'll be going through the node over here. Okay, so now for the Facebook node. Now once you understood the HTTP node, this node will be very simple over here. So now again come over here, create the credential ID. So as you can see, I have already created this part. If you want to see what we have written, is the normal thing over here. We don't need to pass any access token, authorization, nothing. Just paste the access key. You're good to go. Host URL will remain default. Post method version is 22.0. Then the node will be getting. So let me execute it. So let me come over here. Instead of HTTP, now it's time for Facebook. Execute. So in the node part, you can see we are getting this node over here. Edge is media, which means we are doing the container part. For the publish part, it will be for the publishing at the end, it is media_publish over here. Okay. Caption, again, same image URL, execute step. As you can see, we got the container ID. So let me execute everything at once now. So let me go over here and let me execute till here. So as you can see, we are checking the process. Initial wait time has started. Now everything is perfectly gone. It is finished. Now it has gone to this Facebook node branch. Inside this, let's use the same ID. So let's use this app over here. Then host URL default, post 22.0. In the node part, the same node part which we have in the node part, we'll have our account ID. Now instead of media edge, we'll be having media_publish edge over here. Creation ID means container ID. Let's execute step. Now as you can see, it is executed. Let's go to the Instagram. Let me refresh it. As you can see, this has been successfully done. Automated post 11 seconds ago. Voila. So if you're liking the video till now, please press the like button, subscribe to it, and write the comment because it takes a lot of time to dig so much and takes a lot of documentation to be read. It would be a good support for me and boost for Instagram to boost my video and to reach such people like you. Okay. So now once it is done, it's time for the story image. So now I won't be going over here and won't be going over here because all the things remain same. Just will be changing the post type and everything will remain same over here. Okay, I'll be just explaining this node so that we can wrap it up faster. So let's come over here. So now it's time for the story_image. So for that, we'll come over here. We'll write http_story. Okay, we'll execute it, and now we'll come and execute this part. For the story part, everything will remain same. Just now thing will start changing over here. So over here in the query parameter, we need to pass media_type equal to stories. Okay, and we need to pass image_URL to pass the image, video_URL to pass the video. That's the only difference. I'll be showing you. Let me execute step. So we got the container ID. Let me go and execute till here. So as you can see, it is happening. So as you can see, everything worked properly. So now let's publish it. This will also remain same. Nothing will change. So we got some ID. Let's go. And you can see there is nothing over here. If I do the refresh, as you can see, it is turned colorful. Let me click on it. Now you can see this image has been published to story. Let me delete it. So this is done. It's time for the Facebook node. So for the Facebook node, let me come over here and change from HTTP story to Facebook story image. Let me go to as you can see, everything remains same. Everything is same now. Caption, then image_URL, media_type equal to story. Now we'll only play with the query parameter. Rest everything will remain same. So it's the same thing which we passed in the HTTP node. We're passing over here. Image URL and media_type, and we got the ID. Let's come over here. Execute this step directly. It ran successfully. Let me go inside this. Execute this step, and we got the ID. Let me do the refresh. As you can see, we are getting the image over here. Voila. Let me go back. It's time for the video part. So let me come over here. We'll first do the video with HTTP. story video, execute it. Then we'll execute this as well. Then we have story video upload over here. Let's click on this. Everything remains same. I'm repeating again and again. I know media underscore diversity remains stories. Only instead of image URL, it is video URL. Execute it. We got the container ID over here. Let me run till here. So as you can see, it is run properly. Let me come over here and execute it. So now we got the ID. Let me go refresh. Let me play it. So as you can see, the video is playing properly. So good, so good. Let me delete it. So stick to the end because I am going to show the official documentation of all this part, and I'm also going to share it with you. Don't worry about that thing. But let's proceed ahead. Let's proceed with Facebook node over here. Let me click over here. Now instead of HTTP, it's time for Facebook. I think you might have got the drill over here. Everything is working same way. It's time for the Facebook node, execute step. Same thing, video URL, media type story. Let me run till here. It is going. Now it ran successfully. Let me come over here, execute step. Give me the ID. Let me refresh it. Something pop up. And you can see video has been published. Let me delete it. Let's go to the n8n part again. It's time for the reel part. I think most of the people are excited for the reel part over here. Let me come over here. And instead of Facebook, let me go for HTTP. Then at the end, it's time for the reel. HTTP underscore reel. Execute step. Then run it. Now for the HTTP reel part, everything remains same. Just media type will become reels over here. Video URL over here. Then we'll be requiring caption over here. Then the cover URL, what cover URL which we want over there. Then the audio name, whichever audio, what audio name you want to give. Okay. So let me execute step. It is done. Let me run till here. It is done. Let me go. Execute step. We have got this thing. Let me refresh it. So now as you can see, we have got a cover picture over here. And then we have got a reel over here as well. An automated post. Everything is working properly fine. Let me delete this part. So now it's time for the Facebook node for the reel part. Let me come over here. Instead of HTTP, it's time for Facebook. Execute step. And let's go over here. Execute this. Inside this, everything remains same. Caption, video URL, media type, cover image. Execute step. Let me come and do the execute this. As you can see, it got gone in the wait node over here because video sometimes takes time instead of image. So it is waiting now. It will come for the checking process now. So as you can see, we have the status code as equal to in progress. It means it is uploading to the container part over there. By the way, this term is called as pooling. It means that we are in a certain interval of time, we are checking it again and again. Is this status successful or not? Okay. So as you can see, it passed successfully. Now if you come over here, you can see we have finished part over here. Let me go to the Facebook and do the execute step, and we got the ID. Voila. Let me go and refresh it. We have got a reel over here. We have got an automated post, and everything is working perfectly fine over here. Let me delete this. It's time for the carousel. So the carousel is little different from the other because in carousel we have multiple images. So as I told you how normal flow works, we have the image, we upload, then using the image ID, we publish it over there. So this is also something works in the same sense. So if you see, we have multiple images. So it could be multiple images over here. So for all the image, we are uploading to the server over there, or Facebook server. And from there, we'll be getting the ID. Using that ID, we'll be publishing all together. Let me show you. Let me come over here and do the HTTP. By the way, we don't have the Facebook node for the Facebook carousel. So we'll be using the HTTP carousel only. So execute step. So we have got this ID over here. So first, for the first image, we'll be executing it. In this, we have the image URL and the caption over here. With just a normal image URL, nothing media type or anything. We just have the image URL. We got the container ID. Then we'll be doing for the second image over here. So second image is some of the image which I got from the internet. If you see, this is the image which I got. Okay, I am executing it. So I got the container ID. So I have both the container ID over here. So now for the carousel part, in this thing, we have everything same over there. But now we have the another query parameter over here, which is children. Inside children, what we are doing, we are comma separating both the container ID which we got last. So this is the first container ID. This is the second container ID over here. Okay, inside the children parameter. Then we have the caption. Then in the media type, we have the carousel. If we execute step now, we'll get again the container ID, one container ID, which is pointing for the both image over there. Okay, once we have got this thing, then rest all thing remain the same drill. Let me execute it. Now once we have got, we'll publish it. We have got the ID. If I go to the refresh, we can see we have the mark over here. It means 2 image. Over here, we can see if I scroll it, voila. Our carousel is working perfectly fine over here. So there are too much of information to gain from here. So now let me show you the official documentation from where I am getting all this source information. So inside the school community, if you go, we have the helpful documentation page over here where I have Instagram graph API docs. If I click on it, we can go over there and now we have all the informations. So we can see we have media and media publish URL. So inside this, we can see we have all the information for this is all the information for the image container, that we can pass image URL, we can pass it is a carousel item or not, alt tags, caption, location ID, user tag, product tag, access token. Okay, for the reel, all this information we can pass. We have carousel image story, then a video story, all the information I'm getting from here. If you get time, you can read this documentation. Otherwise, my information will give you lots of information over there. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please press the like button, share it with your friend, and let me know your thought in the comment. Subscribe to the channel. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, take care.